Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Let's Play Zelda Classics Randomizer Modern. I'm Nitro6003, and we have 6 levels left in the overworld here, and we're gonna just kind of go through them as fast as possible, and then over the next couple of parts, and essentially start the level 9s right after. So this is 3-5, the Trident, and it's not necessarily a hard level, especially with the equipment I have now. We're still taking bets on if I'm gonna get the Peril Ring before I get the Gold Ring, so we're still taking those bets. And you want to head to the right. And again, with the gold sword, this level is kind of a joke. That and the flippers kind of makes this level so easy to do. You could actually even do this with a magical sword. You don't even need the gold sword. And here you just have wall masters. Head on to the right. And again, you want to kill everything in all the rooms because you don't know where you're going to get keys from. And just some Stalfoses here. You need a lot of bombs in this place. And Dig Dodger is kind of a joke at this point. And from here you want to head to the right first so you can get your compass. Oops. Gotta go up first. Make sure we do map completion. And this is just a hint on where level 3-6 is, which we've kind of done a long time ago already. And then in here, just like in 3-6, there's a staircase in here. And if you don't have proper equipment, I guess you are going to have a lot of trouble with this level. But again, if you have good equipment like I do, you really shouldn't have a problem. I mean, and for the 2 items that are in this place, you know, it's almost not worth it. And if you find bombable walls, you should do your bombable walls first before going up or before going into a door, because, you know, if the door closes behind you, it might be a one-way door, so you gotta be careful on that. Gold ring. Oh, such an interesting turn of events to get the gold ring before getting the Peril Ring. Oh, what an interesting interesting thing. I've actually not seen that very often, believe it or not. So Now we want to head on up. And there's your boss, but we need to go down first. And you kind of have to follow this whole thing around here. And there's your map. But before going that way, you can actually walk to the left. And see, it's kind of a large map for 2 items. I mean, you'd think that there would be more than 2 items in this place. And you should really have at least 1 whispering at this point. If not, you're going to be in a lot of trouble here. Because you're never going to get... But you better have good other items. And there's your boss key. And we're pretty much done with this place already. Come on, Bubble, stop bumping into me. And if this is your first time going through this, you're going to really want to make sure that you have, that you use your lens. And then you just kind of have to follow this around. And again, if you have the feather or the flippers, you don't have to really do very much. And there's your toll room. And that's the end of this dungeon already. I mean, just 3 simple dodongos as the boss. Especially when I have pretty much infinite bombs. I mean, I have 60 bombs. I don't think I'm ever going to use 60 bombs. So let's see what is our end of the dungeon prize. All right, remote bombs, not bad, not bad. You know, pretty good there. Not the worst item I've ever seen. I mean, you do need it eventually, but... All right, so now we'll head on to the next level. Or levels, I should say, because we want to do 3, 7, and 3, and 4, and 5, 7. All right, so into 3, 7, the tree. So... this is a rather confusing dungeon to an extent, but you know, it's not, you know, as long as you have some kind of protection for yourself, and we have the gold ring, we should be fine. And you actually do want to kill all the dodongos because you want to get the key. And you want to go... Now, the second time you come through this, you're going to come through this room a couple times. So you want to make sure that you're ready. Now, you could get that key later because you're going to have to come up this way anyway, but might as well get it now. And just basically follow this path around. There's one of your toll rooms. And there are a couple of them here. And you should have your hearts back, especially with how many dark nuts are here, before you get to the second toll room. And especially if you have the gold ring. Now, if you were to come into this level without as many heart containers as I have, or without a heart ring, then maybe you want to use the money one. But you know, as long as you have at least one heart ring, you know, you might as well do it this way. It's easier. And you just want to follow this path along here. And there's a hint. Yeah, this level's not necessarily that difficult. And you just kind of want to follow this all the way around. And here's your second and last toll room, because you got to get to the item of this place. I mean, I already almost have the toll room paid for. So you want to go into these stairs next. And we'll do the last 3 levels in the next part to set ourselves up for level 9s. And you just need to follow this all the way down now. And there's a lot of like staircases that kind of lead nowhere, so you got to be careful of that too. And you really want to have the feather if possible before coming in here. And you don't have to kill that dig dodger, you can leave him alone. Hover boots. And now you kind of just make a beeline back to the end, back to the one dark nut room, essentially. I mean, I'm taking enemies out faster than they can drop things. And that's another reason you don't have to buy magic is, well, besides the fact that you get magic rings, is that most of the enemies drop some kind of magic for you. So, I mean, you shouldn't have any trouble with magic, is what I'm trying to say. Alright, so now you're going through this room again. And I have to get the boss key. So just follow this along here. And if these guys have respawned, it's, you know, not a big deal. It's better to have the boss key. And I already have full life, so I'm good there. And then you just have 2 Aquamentuses here. heart piece, and magic ring upgrade. And that is the entire tree done. All right, now into 5-7 we go. Now 5-7 is going to take a little longer. It'll probably take, 5 or 10 minutes or so. And then we'll finish up all the Light World dungeons in the next part. Light and Dark World dungeons, I should say. All right, so start by heading up. Now, you could get the items out of this place early if you want, but there's really no reason to do that, essentially. I mean, the items out of this place are pretty self-explanatory. They're actually right on top of each other. And, yeah, you want to push that block there for the stairs. And unfortunately, you do have to kill all these Gibdos. But again, if you come in here with any kind of equipment, you'll plow through the room fast. So just open that door and head on to the right. Now, with this room here, you want to light it up so at least you have a chance of seeing where you're going. And you're going to use a lot of keys in this place. I mean, if you don't want to do all the exploration, you certainly don't have to, but you kind of should, so you don't miss something like the boss key or whatever. I mean, there are places you could save keys in this dungeon. And I'll get that key in a sec. So like this room, for example, you could save a key. And there's the upgraded power glove. And as you can see, I'm not worried about the enemies at all anymore. And you can actually walk this way too and get money, but this isn't required at all. I just am getting my rupees. Having the hover boots are really nice, actually. You know, you can just fly through rooms. And here's where you'll find your second item. I mean, should you come in here without some kind of protection? Probably not, but... there's the gem shooter upgrade. So, nothing necessarily good in those rooms, but... gotta get them at some point. And now I can just kind of fly over everything. It's really nice. I can't believe I don't have any of the wallet upgrades. That's incredible. I have been kind of at 255 the whole game. But as you can see, I really haven't necessarily needed the whole wallet. All right, so now that you've done all that, that's just the first part of the dungeon. So you want to actually start heading to the right now. And you got to be, what you have to be careful of in this dungeon is that you don't end up going the wrong way. Because you could easily go the wrong way and be in here for like an hour or 2 hours, you know, trying to figure out where to go. Get rid of all these Pole's voice. If they got rid of that Z movement thing, I think I'd be very happy. In fact, I would do another playthrough of this if they did that. All right, so now you actually want to bomb up. So remember what I said before. Always go up first. Always go through the bombable walls first. And the hook shot is nasty because it sets you up a one-hit kill with your sword. So you want to grab the key first. And what's important about going this way is you need to get to the boss key. Here's your boss key. And you really can't get very far without it, so make sure you have it. And then you just have to kind of follow this around again. I believe that was a key. And you can just see how deadly this hook shot is. And when we do Randomizer Super, it's actually even worse. It's a scary item, especially if you get it early. Now you can see you've already been in the room up, so you don't have to go up. And now you want to head to the right because we want to get the map. We're almost done with this place too, believe it or not. You can always use your lens if you don't know or, you know, you want to check something out. So you don't need to go down. So again, why do you have to use so many keys? Well, because there's a lot of like little dead ends in this place. And just a Superman handle there. And before you get to the end of the dungeon prize, you want to walk down first, because there's another key here that you can pick up. And I missed one room, and that was where the map is. So let us quickly go back in and get to that one room that I forgot to get to the map. Trying to remember. I haven't written down in my notes where the map is. And just to make this room kind of a little easier for myself, so just going back to find the, just to get to the map. Shame I have to go all the way back. Alright, so it should be... Yeah, I think it was this room that I was supposed to bomb to the left. To the right, rather. Ah, there we go. I knew there was one thing I forgot, so there's a couple of rooms I forgot, obviously. Just for the map. I mean, you don't have to do this if you don't want. But, might as well get the key. And just for sanity points, I'm gonna F6 out of here. And this is where you're gonna find the map. And there we go. Alrighty, so let us whistle back to the start now. Alright, so join me next time as we finish off the last 3 levels in the overworld and then see what we can do from there. I'm Nitro6003 and I'll see you guys all next time.